I know you're missing me in my music. My name is busy, it's not so easy. You trust me that I'm making music. I wish I could just dream about music during all my fucking life.
I remember seeing you last fall. It was hard to recognize you at all. It took away the art of talking touch. I know you think that I'm ready more. Now that I will, I that I should be lost. But the breaking news wasn't that we're over. That we finally took the mask off. My mommy told me that we shouldn't worry. Daddy told me just a good story. He said to move on and keep going. Imagine, yeah. We had one more life, one more shot at sunrise. Erase everything, start with new eyes. Break the same tragic goodbyes. What if that's your coffee cup on my nightstand. Not to reminisce, just a reminder to never go back to the life we shared. Anytime I'm feeling the urge to look at a picture, oh, I get so confused. 'Cause I swear I am so over you. My mommy told me that we shouldn't worry. Daddy told me just a good story. He said to move on and keep going. Imagine.
Welcome everyone. We are here for week 2 for Tekken 7 Arena Clash. Once again, Eternal Dragon here with my boy Pun Life. How you doing, bro?
It's bad. Excited to see more Tekken. We're going to be seeing one of the other Birmingham teams this week going up against Leicester. So hopefully some quality matches on the way and some really strong powerhouses, on both teams.
Yeah, that's right. It's a Midlands domination as we see the Midlands have been super strong with Tekken. And yeah, we have a Midlands affair for tonight. We've got Xenon Unique, Grand Canyon, Charmander representing Leicester. And we've got Ayo Richie, Dante, and Joker representing Birmingham. So we had a little warm-up in the first week, getting you guys ready for what's coming. And now, if you see in these rosters, I think, Pun, there's been some disgusting teams in the history of Arena Clash, and you think that's just basically cheating. This is up there with kind of one of the ones that are just a bit disgusting. Because some teams were really good, but the other players weren't as maybe active. This is as active as you can get in terms of who's competing. So, man, Leicester's going to have a tough week, man. But, they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we were building up teams for like the best of the best, kind of like a fancy draft of the long teams, this would definitely be up there with the legendary London teams, the Bradford teams, and yeah, I mean, I'd love to like run an all-star tournament of those teams one day, see it somewhere, even if it's not in Belong, just like rerun the memories or something. But I don't know, it's all of them would definitely struggle versus it. But first in screen, we're gonna get Ayo Richie on the Leo versus Xeon Unique on the Gen.
Right, here we go. First match of the evening. Let's go. Xeon Unique we saw last week had a few warm-up matches now. Know he's going to be finding against a strong player like Richie.
Oh, the pickup already. It's always going to be difficult versus Richie because it's you're not just fighting against a strong player, fighting against all their experience, and there's so much experience to talk about with Richie as well, especially in the recent kind of like half a year to a year. Richie's really come out and swinging, honestly, taking out big names from both America and from EU.
Yeah, definitely. Really strong player. You can see Xenon being a bit more tentative now, just trying to pick his shots. Good patience there, pushing him towards the wall. And punish on down forward 2.
Yeah, they're really got to make the most of punishing that down forward 2. That move is incredibly strong, and now you can see the massive range coming out of it already as well. It's got really good tracking as well for both sides. Nice, good punish.
Alright, nice work. Oh, nice, a trade, and it worked in Xenon Unique's favour, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, good attempt from Richie to actually, make that interrupt, but just not enough time for. Gets the wall, nice and easy. Should get the flip over here. Yep, gets it. Xeon already at a 50% life deficit.
Wall kind of saved him there. Nice, good low parry. Good option there from Richie for doing that move of the wall. Doesn't really have to fear him getting a big combo, and that's the result of that.
Nice.
That's
Good. Small whiff punish, but gets over the low. And Richie already setting himself up for a really solid position. Nice down forward 2. That keep out really going strong for Richie. Shouldn't get. Nice, no issues. Here gets the wall quite easily. Oh, not quite getting the punish there.
Okay, right. Might be the start of something, but he's got a mountain to climb. Got rage. Oh my god, wake up. Just scouted out the low, and good block there from Richie.
Yeah, very well done. I mean, it was a good scrape of the wall from Xeon from that situation. Obviously, getting that punish, getting the wall, and then getting at least some damage on the board, getting really the most of a slightly bad situation. Especially having to deal with that Richie corner pressure is always going to be difficult. But definitely showing signs of life, definitely not giving up. But Richie is such an overwhelming player when he has the advantage. When he decides to pull the trigger and just keep that pressure up and keep that aggression going, it's a force to be reckoned with, really.
Yeah, that's very true. And he's one of the most in-form players as well, active at competing and very sharp. And his hunger to kind of become known as one of the best. You can see the grind and effort that he puts in. I want to give a shout out to Xenon because you can tell he knew the gravity of the situation, who he's playing. In the first week, we saw him deal with someone that was a bit more unpredictable in their play style. And then, in a certain way, he kind of matched them where he was being a bit more reckless. Now he's seeing, right, I have to match who I'm playing. But sometimes, if you're going blow for blow, fundamentals, trying to play someone at their game who they're better than you, it depends. You might be playing into their hand, thinking, right, I want a slow and steady fight. Where sometimes in combat sport with someone that's technically better than you, they say make it a dogfight, make it a scrap. So there's a few angles he could take with there, but it was dominant from Richie, but Xenon, he was playing the right way. Nothing too reckless. A couple moments where he's with punish, but wasn't any glaring holes, like massive things that he was doing wrong. Just Richie playing much more solid.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Richie's got such depth of knowledge, both on general matchups, but also on how Leo deals with a set of matchups. We see him all the time using things like manual K&K to go into back K&K to cause a whiff. Obviously, the different key charge setups, all those kind of things. So you have to be really well aware of what, not just options you have versus Leo, but what options do you have versus Richie and what is he likely to do versus you. Makes the matchup a lot more complex.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. There we go. Right, second match.
Nice, good whip punish already from Xeon. Nice, managed to turn around. Good conversion, nicely done. Gets in, already putting himself on the board. I was looking a lot better for him as well, getting a lot of pokes on Richie, getting that counter hit near the end of forward 4 as well. The right leg of the destroyer. Nice. Again, flip over guaranteed.
Down 50% gone already. Ooh, you can see Richie's kind of getting his timing and knowing when to interrupt him. Nice, dark. He's gonna knock that all day. Right, 1-1. Xenon has to play a bit more solid in that game, kind of catching his timing. Now he's playing a certain cadence where he's able to just get a read and things like that, getting the magic 4.
The keep up from Richie has been absolutely sublime so far. Oh, unfortunate this time gets caught that forward doing damage. Drops the combo, that's gonna cost him. Still alive, just shy of rage for Xeon.
Look at that. Nice use of the stance, trying to throw something else out. Good patience there from Xenon.
No break. That's dead.
Damn. That's so cheap, man. Wall throws that lead into combos of the wall.
Just break the throw.
It's just... Oi.
It's only one from the arsenal that does it, to be fair. So you always know which one's gonna give the most reward for it.
Oh, good
nice.
Interrupt.
Yeah, that was a good way of dealing with that block. Uh-oh. Oh, what a conversion from Richie, making the most of that back turn combo. Oh, the pickup!
Oh,
The crouch dash into the pickup. Nicely done. Beautifully done by Xeon.
So well with that sideball there. Could have interrupted and just ruined that combo, but great awareness. 2 rounds each.
Just too slow, gets interrupted. Really fishing for the counter hits. There we go. Yeah, it was just a little bit unfortunate. Like, good attempt to wall carry, but just was a little bit too close for her. Gotta be careful with stance transitions.
Jabs to set him up. Oh, the delay. He finishes it. Oh, no! Did he press? Oh.
I think he either pressed or tried to step. I think potentially one of us two. That Richie clutching it out near the end, but Xeon really good job of actually like keeping competitive, really coming out the gates in the second game and putting a lot more pressure on Richie than in the initial game.
Yeah, definitely, Pine. I think he should definitely be proud of how he played there. I know it's like I lost, but you know, to take some good things from that, where he lost the first game and came back, brought it back 2-2. Very sort of minor moments there, but seeing the type of player he is, depending on who he's playing, he can kind of rise to that skill level. And, you know, it's not something easy to do. So, yeah, well done for Xeon Unique. Richie's going to take it, but, you know, he made him work for it. But, yeah, first round goes to Birmingham. First game, sorry.
Yeah, along with the average as well, we're getting scores from the other games. So Birmingham already starting off strong. I mean, as expected from the what seems to be the strongest team in Arena Clash this season, the powerhouse of Richie, Dante, and Joker. Just I have a feeling we're gonna go undefeated the entire time. Honestly, not even a set, because this is like these are such high caliber players. It's crazy. It's insane.
Really shows how I like to keep talking about regional sides in Tekken, because I don't know about beyond before Tekken 7 competitive history, but I imagine things were very London concentrated of a couple plays, maybe different areas. Having the emergence of like Birmingham and Midlands and some of these arenas being like hubs, we talk about it constantly with Birmingham and the work that the staff there and Electronic Dojo, that partnership, making that Midlands area not just for Tekken but fighting game central. Guys, if you're in Birmingham, if you're in the Midlands, you need to start going to these dojo nights, whether you're playing Tekken, any other game, and that's kind of cultivating like a strong scene. And the Midlands is really strong, and I just like to see this kind of different areas popping up where people or scenes, you just might always from London, but no, this person reps there. You see it time and time again. Spag talk about where Joker's from, and you know, it's not London, so it's good to see that representation. But yeah, man, Birmingham is looking like that place. And I have to mention Dante. He was always the one singing Birmingham's praise, like Birmingham will be the one. Birmingham is the one, and you know, it's looking like that. And Dante has been on a good run as well. You know, one of the sort of staple players in that region, having a really good run in some tournaments recently. So yeah, man, just getting really strong. But Leicester, man, Leicester's got some good players. They're good players. That Charmander was recently in Germany as well. I think he was for international
crossover as well. Yeah.
So yeah,
and had a really good display of skill at VSF as well. I think Charmander made top 32, if I recall correctly, or top 24 even, because I remember taking notes. It's absolute beasts. Everyone involved in here. So it's good to see, especially like this kind of late into the life cycle, because for most of it we were all secure in the fact that London is kind of the place to be. But if we were talking about which region of UK is the best now, I think you'd actually you could very easily make an argument that Birmingham is the new London. And I know there's like I can my London side of growing up in London is kind of cringing saying that, but it's just the raw talent in Birmingham right now is insane. So it's it is what it is. We just got to accept it and rise up to the occasion.
Absolutely. So we're getting our next back for you guys shortly, and looking at the I like from ever since that kind of Bradford run around that time. There's been a lot of newer people coming into Tekken in the scene, and happen to coincide with arenas popping up as well. So even if at the initial stage it might be anyone that plays fighting games, I would definitely suggest just going down to your local and play. Go into the official Belong Discord as well, because there's people that all starts with one person or two people, and then the scene can build from there. And as Pun was saying, it being later on into the lifestyle of Tekken, don't see that as the end, it's the beginning, because we know there's a new game, there's always going to be a new one. So just think in the long game, right? If I can start getting local people to come out to play locally now, think about what's going to happen when the next Tekken comes out or other games come out. You're going to have a strong scene, and that's how you're going to level up. Think about the best regions in the world, talking about the Pakistan players, Korean players. They have other strong players around them. Same for when it comes to combat sport as well. They say if this one person is good, very rarely that person is just a genius, just woke up at his bed and now I'm the best. Is usually people around him, family, friends, or community that has to make that person good. So, if you want your scene to get big and get strong and have a cultivate scene, use this as that time now. Use this as a preps. You can really think that even if it's a small area, there's going to be some hidden people that were just in their bedroom, just looking for other people to play against. So yeah, man, just whether it's your local Belong or your local FGC, there's a lot of small communities around where you can actually be the start of it. You don't have to find one. If there ain't one, make it, build it.
100%. I mean, it's a similar case with Book, the gym player from Thailand. He talked about how they've built a scene and they've improved over time, and a player is only really as strong as we're seeing, right? And while this obviously is going to change slightly in the future, when ultimately we're going to move to a more online model with how the FGC works because of financial factors and venues and all that kind of stuff. Right now, offline is still a massive factor. So when you have a strong scene around you and you're able to go learn from them and make the most of it, it makes a massive difference. It makes a huge difference. You're able to learn so much from just other people, because a lot of time it's like, I might have learned something. I might have loved the matchup. I might have discovered something important to be a certain character or just to improve on my own character. I then pass that on to the next person. They've now skipped the lab session purely because I've already done it. And now any kind of knowledge they have, they can share with me, right? So like it's not just time efficient. It's just a great way to improve. But that overall, that aspect of improvement is really difficult, because there's a lot of players that like they'll get upset for losing and they'll get angry at the losses, be it in tournaments or online and ranked. But it's like the path to improvement is generally like a very difficult one. If you want to improve as a player in fighting games, you generally need to make that a point. You need to stop caring about winning and need to start caring about enforcing like habits to facilitate learning, be it through like doing drills and doing things like what was I going to say? Execution drills and doing combo drills before you start, and then making notes and playing shorter sets instead of just deathmatching online. All those kinds of things.
I completely agree. That is the mindset of what you should take with this game. People often forget. They'll apply that to other things. If you was playing football, you would do that. But when it comes to fighting games, it's all about winning. They forget about that other side.
Yeah,
okay.
I gotta say, this isn't a character I was expecting from Joker, but I can see why it's a good character for this kind of matchup.
I've only seen his two main in tournament. I haven't seen him play that maybe casually, but yeah, surprising.
He's got a few other TGOs, I think he's got Claudio over as well. I remember seeing a Twitter post at some point. So you never know what he might pull out.
Alright, look at that, 50% gone already. Good whiff punish.
Nice, good step as well. Side step 2. Nice, getting the float and slippery kicks there. Down hit. It's going really fast. Joker absolutely killing it on this map. Nice. Good punish.
He's just waiting
Yeah.
for it, just to dash in, wait for that. That was clean.
No punish. Oh, still gets to launch afterwards. Sure. Let's call that a punish. Good punish while standing 2-2 combo for Joker here. Potentially got a better combo over.
Oh no, he's up in the combo.
Again,
Joker's just in the driving seat. Get off.
Nice. Yeah, you got to be very careful. A lot of those moves from Eddie that might be launched or hard to punish. Noctis has a lot easier of a time to punish them because of the fact that his range is so long, right? You have down forward 2. You have the 2-2, just a 2-string overall. You have back 1-2. His punishes are over like actually pretty solid range, which is ideal for a matchup like this. And I remember hearing Kane and Trench talk about it like early on when Noctis came out, but potentially using Noctis versus Raven as well, which I don't think he ever actually did, at least not in tournament that I've seen. But the concept was there and the idea was there. And it's I think it's a character we don't see super often, right? Outside of like we had Bolt from Scotland. That was probably one of the stronger Noctises we've seen in Europe. I think the mantle has now kind of passed to Momo Dog, with Momo Dog being the strongest right now. But it's an interesting character, very interesting character. A lot of tech and a lot of potential that I think people will miss out on when they don't really pay attention to what you can do with him.
Yeah, that's true. I don't in the UK. I can't think of any other Noctis players or people that would switch to him maybe for like matchup. Kane was the biggest one. I remember that time with like Akuma, him switching to Noctis to deal with that. So yeah, very strong showing from Joker, and it was just his fundamentals. He just waited for him to whiff and punished. His block punishment was there. His whiff punishment was there. There was nothing really fancy about it. He backed away, waited for him to whiff. And I think Grand Canyon just now having to see what kind of level that he's up against, just know that it might be tempting, but you can't just throw out these launch punishable moves there as well. And he's punishing it every time. So just have to dial it back a little bit. And Joker is probably played a ton of matches against Spag as well, who plays Eddie, so it's never going to be like a matchup thing. He has a lot of experience with the character, so yeah, he's just going to have to be a bit more intelligent with his offense, knowing right, this is Joker, this is probably the best player in the UK at the moment, probably Europe. What can you take from this? As you said, Pun, get winning out of your head. In one way, you can always win. It's a fight, but how are you going to approach this? What are you going to work on?
Yeah, you got to find the reason why you're losing, and so far, I mean, that forward 1+2 from Noctis is a dangerous move, and nice the down forward 2 from Eddie, getting that uppercut into the chin.
Okay, 2 little combos there. He's got the life lead. Oh, okay,
nice. That's what we wanted to see. Oh, really unfortunate.
Oh god, the wall saved him.
Oh, he pressed. Oh, you gotta be so careful pressing out after up forward 1 is such a strong counterfall. I think it's I-13 gets that crumple on counter here as well. Easy one hit for Joker as well. Gives him the emo man.
Nice. Okay, good. Well, it's just a break to get him away from the wall. Okay, just raw mix-ups. Joker's been blocking the lows all the time, so going for the mid would work, but now he's just predicting when the lows come in, or every time his back's against the wall.
No punish and down forward 1 string as well. Those little things cost. Yeah, I think you can block that, because I don't think that was actually an actual genuine combo. I think if you actually got up and blocked, you could block it. Gotta be very careful with those low launchers though. Like we've seen them used a lot, and I don't actually think any of them hit. Yeah.
Nice, just using the wall splat. Again, same move, and see, Joker super strong, but like that you were saying, Pun, as well, you have to kind of think, why are you losing, and think of maybe one aspect, right? If I'm getting launched by that move, the same move, maybe stop that one. And he did the right thing, because then he went for the mid option, But then he went back to low after, and you could say they're all mix-ups. It's just whether you're going to guess it. But there were certain patterns. When his back was against the wall after the wall splat, he always went for the slippery kick, capoeira move after it, and Joker just knew to punish. And even if he was wrong, it's like, okay, I'm wrong this one, but he's going to do it again. So, yeah, when I know I'm playing against someone that's really strong, I think, okay, they're tough. I need to just play my mind out with a certain set of moves that maybe I can work on, trying to just not get winning out your mind.
Yeah, and it's always going to be difficult as well because sometimes you'll see that big name as your next opponent, like Jolko or Dante or Richie or Rukang or whoever, and it already changes how you're going to approach that matchup. Where a lot of people will give them too much respect, or they'll try to clown, or they'll stop playing their game and they'll attempt to play some kind of a different strat. Which, hey, I don't blame them. I've T-charged Kaden Trench before. We've all been there. I almost won that set as well, but hey, it's most things happen. But it was a solid attempt. We saw some really good counter hits in there from Brown Canyon. I think the risk reward on that low was really bad by the end of the set. So definitely needed to shelf that and attempt something else because you're losing too much health at that point for those risks.
Okay, and then we have the scores. So Birmingham taking it 2-0 across the board. Not that surprising. There's some strong players, Unique and Charmander can take some wins off them. But Grand Canyon, I've never seen this name in the Leicester scene before. So if he's a new player, welcome. But you've got some two good players on your team as well. So hopefully this is the start of you thinking, actually, I want to improve. So yeah, this is the start of your journey, and there's no it being the end of Tekken 7. Don't feel like, I should have gotten into it sooner. Your time will come, and now you can just play and not have to worry too much about this other pressure. So you've got some good team members. You're in the Midlands as well. There's a strong scene that me and Punlife have been talking up each week. So shout out to Eddie player as well. Like, that's another thing. I ain't seen really Eddie mains around.
I mean, good reason. Like, the character didn't get much love for a while now. We had the Ender, I think, being at that new the free hit Ender being added in, I think, end of the season 4 patch, I think, and some minor changes here and there. But the character kind of fell off the face of the earth, kind of like Shaheen. But at least Shaheen was relevant at the start of the game, and then just kind of disappeared after the nerfs, and they tried to resuscitate him, and it didn't really work as well. So those things happen. There are still card specials. We did see Zhongding do damage in Manila at Rev Major. That was a sight to see, with both the Eddie and the Lucky Chloe coming out as well. So props for using two very low, fairly low tier perceived characters to do damage. We can always appreciate a low tier hero, so to speak. But like you said, it's never too late to pick up the game. It's never too late to get good at it, because you can carry a lot of the fundamentals of fighting games across. Obviously, Tekken specific knowledge might not be as useful in Street Fighter or in Guilty Gear or any other game, but there is some things to carry on. I mean, I used to play Guilty Gear before this, before Tekken came out, because I had a PC in the era where Tekken 6 and Tak 2 were out. I didn't have any other consoles outside of a PS2. So I had to skip fighting games because the PC collection of fighting games was just so terrible. It was nothing. All you could play on PC at a time was Street Fighter 4, Blaze Blue, and then Guilty Gear Xrd when that came out. Those are the 3 games I could find that were of any worth. I guess Mortal Kombat 9, but I was never an MK fan. So it was terrible. There was no Tekken. And then Tekken came out. And now we have this entire scene, the PC scene forming around Tekken. And all the other games as well are on PC as well now. Be it Melty Blood, be Blaze Blue Cross Tag, Strive, all those kinds of things. So it's good to see.
Yeah, you're right. This the fact that the PC, the fighting games are on PC now. And we see, I don't know if there's anything to do with it. There's people that might know the deeper knowledge in this, but I always felt like another reason why fighting games went as bigger getting to esports, because they went on PC for a while. I just feel like those other esports games, I wasn't even a PC player, but I remember when I was younger, playing Unreal Tournament, these games, and there was on PC and playing them like in the like 90s and 2000s. So fighting games not being on it, and now just slowly getting on PC. They're starting to feeling like playing catch up as well. So I know what you mean. And then I think they brought up KOF on PC at one point as well, and then it just get more and more fighting games there. So as you said, it's never too late to get into it, and your fundamental fighting games, they carry over whether they are 2D and 3D. And it's just kind of that that unwritten game sense where you think, right, a low is coming or a throw is coming, whether it's a 2D game or 3D game. You have these kind of urges. Oh, that sounds a bit. You had these kind of feelings where
the urge to a DP or wake up.
Yeah, that's like the 2D. To show you can on wake up. Yeah. So yeah, as Palm was saying, get into it now. Get into fighting games. Tekken 8's coming. You want to have these fundamentals. So Tekken's a game where most things are carry over. They're not really going to start changing the notations of like an electric and suddenly do it. Well, I say that, but you never know.
I've been saying for ages, make the electric like it was in Tekken 4, like counter hit, launch only. Just do that. I'd be happy with it. I think the rest of the people would be happy with it. The Mishima players wouldn't be happy, but hey, who cares? They had free reign for like 3 games or 4 games. But again, we're seeing some different characters. I'm not too surprised about Dabi's pick here, really, because the Kazumi has always been his pocket character outside of Raven, but Jawkanda Miguel. That's not something I've seen before, Vic.
And in a situation, you kind of would play characters that you might be working on or trying to build up in a tournament still, which has still got those some pressures, but you're in the league now, so you can actually start doing things like this. Yeah.
I mean, Gosain used to play Lars when he was on the team with me at Belong. So you'd always see all kinds of characters coming out for practice and for shaking those tournament nerves off. But speaking of nerves, I don't see any on Joker's side. Super strong using that Rage Art to finish it off and seal the deal. Nice, beautiful Magic 4.
Nice, right way to the wall. Oh no, punish from the jump kick.
I think it was just a little bit too far away. That's so unfortunate for Charmander. Got that health advantage, but it's fading. Oh, the thing is, Kazumi has to work so hard comparatively to other characters to get any purchase really, and especially the characters suffered a lot of nerfs over the seasons. So some of her moves, like that move, the homing move back 2, is a lot weaker than it used to be. It's a lot less of a good tool now.
Yeah, I'm noticing just Charmander's getting caught by just like the string that second hits, trying to anticipate. A good block in the low, push him towards the wall. Oh, doesn't get the combo after that. Lucky the trade saved him from the hop kick. Oh no, we've punished there. Nice.
Oh, nice block.
Don't. Oh, I was.
Hey, that wasn't a punish, was it? I'm pretty sure it's -11, but we'll count it.
Nice block on the low. The lows from both players are getting a bit not predictable, but in that last exchange, you knew he was going to go low. Nice. Magical 4. Right in the corner. Just shy of the wall. Watch the legs. Doesn't commit to the punish.
Yeah, really has to put that damage on the board. It's looking really bad for Charmander here. A nice check with down forward 1 to stop that rage drive.
Really good work. I like that control. Deep dash down forward 1. So that movement's going to make them, all right, he's moving, pressing, but you've done it with the intention to go down forward 1 and mid, very quick, stuff the rage drive. So yeah, really clean from Joker. And as you said, him playing against Charmander's, I don't know if he's a secondary, but a character that he's used. And his Miguel is just very simple and bare bones. And it's working because he has those strong fundamentals that carry over. He just knows down forward 1s, jabs. You have your fast kind of low, which I can use to mix up. And then it's spacing and just kind of reading what they're going to do. So, yeah, Joker's just kind of given a lesson when it comes to Tekken. And, we know he's known for Heihachi and Feng Wei, but he's showing two other characters that he can use at a decent level as well.
Yeah, I mean, after a certain point, when your game sense and your game knowledge is really strong, and you're aware of how to approach the game and what kind of like tools you should be using in different situations, I think you can very easily switch between characters. Obviously, it will take some time to like get the combos, get the muscle memory, and all those kinds of things. But it's honestly not that big a task to switch at that point, I think. I mean, I should know. I went from barely being able to play a secondary to now having like, I think I could play 5 characters. Not like, I wouldn't pull out most of them in tournament. I think I'd be confident playing like 3 of them in tournament, at least certain matchups. But it took time, right? Like once you're comfortable with the game, it's a lot easier to pick it up. It's like a programming language for those of you that are software developers.
Nerd. Wait, sorry. I saw your multiple characters in your first to 50 as well.
Wait, did you watch that? Oh no. Speaking of multiple characters, Dabi pulling out the Dragon of the card hit connecting as well. See, we're getting a lot of poking characters here from Dabi, and unfortunately both of them are characters that have struggled with nerfs and some issues specific to those characters, and Dragonov definitely has some issues with how inconsistent some of his mids are.
Damn, Edge rolling towards him. Side walking. See, Joker's waiting for a whiff, and this timing is just impeccable. He just stayed ducking his ult. Oh my god, like he whiffed. He knew, right, he can't reach me. I'm just going to stay ducking because anyone's going to panic and go for a low. And he just ended it perfect, man.
I mean, Joker's on just another level at this point, honestly. He's like the character from Bleach, from the newest arc. He just knows everything. He's the almighty. He knows what you're going to do before you do it.
No spoilers, I haven't watched it yet. Tackle.
Oh! The blue stuff! Nice. Gets the tackle, additional damage on the tackle there as well.
Oh my god! The axis was off. There's moments where they side roll and you're not facing each other, and he didn't mean to do 2 down jabs in a row. So it was like major input error. Unfortunate there, but Joker looking strong. Those matches consisted of Magic 4, down forward 1s, the whiff punishment, spacing, and just timing. Just that simple toolkit when it came to the other thing I seen when it came to on Charmander's defense side, he was getting hit by second hit of the string, delayed strings. Sometimes I guess when you're on edge, when you're ready to punish, that can go against you when the player knows this player's reactions are quite good. So if I finish the string or delay, it's going to catch him. And there's quite a few times I've seen him get caught with the last hit of that string, elbow to the ribs, counter hit. So he was just trying to punish too quickly when it came to the string. So Joker looking solid as ever, pulling out another character on stream.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 2 characters even, like the Noctis and the Miguel. Not picks we were expecting from Joker, but again, I'm not super surprised by either of them either. They're both characters that you can play very, very fundamentally. They have really good tools. In neutral, Miguel, while his arms are a little bit stubby, he gets a bunch of damage. He has a bunch of tools that you can use on hard reads, be it the punch parry, lots of really, really good counter hit tools. And then Noctis, again, really, really solid counter hit tools. So if you have a good read and you have good awareness of your opponent and what they're going to do, much like how Joker has been playing around with those characters, you can make the most of it, honestly. And that's exactly what we saw.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree, Pun. It's if you just joke in that situation and you're just sort of seeing how far you can take it with other characters, a little bit of practice here and there, and you're doing it against a team that is solid. The players that he can't take it easy, he can't take it light. So whether he's using other characters, he can't kind of think, oh, it's going to be easy. These players in this area we've seen around the scene have entered tournaments and they're solid themselves. Now, if you're Leicester, you knew what this week was going to be. To make it into the playoffs, if you feel like this might be a write-off week, but you've got other ones, because there is more than one team that qualifies. There's another Birmingham team that are also strong. So if they just think, right, this one might be rough, like not practice, but this is going to be tough. we need to look at how it breaks down and see if we can get into the next the playoffs. So we'll see. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back very shortly. We're going to have a quick break, so stay tuned for some more matches for the second week with Tekken 7 Arena Clash.
Feel like a bad girl. You make me feel like a bad girl. Make me feel like a bad girl. Feel like a
into my bones and veins. Still feel you feeling me. I can't seem to release this pain that you've planted inside me. You can take this from me, but you won't watch me bleed. You can take this from me, but you won't watch me bleed. Yeah, won't watch me bleed. To say all the things in my way, I will come to show you crazy. Still feel you failing me.
welcome back to Belong Arena Clash. We're in week 3, and we're going to be getting back. Into the games very, very shortly. But let's just get a recap of the results. We have Birmingham coming out on top so far, already getting those 3 points in the second series. We only need 5 to go on through and win the entire day today. So let's see if they can get up to the speed and close it out, get that whitewash. We're going to have Dante versus Grand Canyon on stream as well. No surprises in the character pick. We're going to be seeing the Jack from Dante. So curious to see how it goes. He has been doing really well recently. Did really well at ICFC last week as well. So let's see if he's got what it takes.
That's right. And we'll see, I guess, the pressure for the Birmingham team of who's going to actually drop a game and have that little blemish on that record for them. But let's see how Dante's going to deal with this. And I think out of all the players, well, him being a bit more susceptible for reckless play to kind of tilt him a bit. We'll see how he deals with this Eddie in his face here. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've all seen at least one instance of Dante getting annoyed at a character. So hopefully he can keep his cool and keep the matchup clean and even. But you know, Eddie is a slippery character in many ways, so it can be very annoying to play against him. Both in rage right now as well. 10 seconds to go. Oh, the rage drive coming through for Grand Canyon and taking that first round.
It seemed like, you know, you start respect when you have a player who's really good. There's also respect, or maybe it's not respect the word, but when someone you don't really know how they play. And Dante, this time was getting picked up, and now he's kind of, I think he's just going to go in on this one. Enforcing, that's it. Okay.
Don't let him use that seed planter, you know. If you see him doing those kind of shenanigans, you got to punish it. Oh. Whoa! That was a brave option from Dante, but coming out on top there. Oh. That was almost a whiff punish. Almost. It was so close to being a whiff punish.
Good backdash there. Didn't get a punish off anything. Just poking away. Dante waiting for the whiff punish. Good work. Get to the bear hug. Bang. To the wall.
Oh, the fully charged down back two as well. Gives him the seed planter as well. Gives him the one. What is this pressure from Dante right now? Relentless.
That was like the robots are rising up, man. That was just bullies in the corner.
Have we reached the singularity point? It's Dante Rogue AI.
Boot.
He just Tekken bot.
he's just waiting for the whiff. Jumping elbow, and again. Okay, he signs that perfect.
That was a good attempt. Why is he backturn? What happened there?
See, you got to be a good player to play with fundamentals there, but going up against someone that is, you know, how can I put it, newer to the game, I don't want to say flowchart, but their method of playing is going to be very different. And there's only 3 rounds in Tekken. So you might be like, okay, I've caught onto them, but it can tilt you and then it stacks. And, you know, he might be newer, Grand Canyon, but he was blocking those lows and launch punishing them. You know, whether he knew the exact frames or just thought this looks unsafe and going by sort of visually, you know, it kind of made Dante realize, okay, I need to switch it up a little bit. But it's another sign of how you can keep your composure against someone that plays a certain way. Players that have played the game for a certain amount of time play a certain way. Newer players and people that maybe have learned different ways, a bit more unpredictable. So it's another good way to see how you deal with unpredictable, play styles.
100%. You never know what people are going to pull out. I mean, that's probably the one way that ranked is actually a good learning tool, because you never know what you're going to get. One game you might be getting someone that's, you know, calm, consistent, very collected, very fundamental. The next game you're going to get someone like me that's going to key charge all over you, and then do setups and do all kinds of tech. Then the next game again, you might get Mishima player that will rush you down to the game after. You might get a Zafina player just going to backdash all the way to the end of an infinite, and you gotta need to know how to deal with all those things. You're gonna have to learn how to adapt, how to increase your passiveness or increase your aggressiveness as the game goes on, and switch between that so-called Sansukumi triangle of with punishment, baiting, and rushdown.
Yeah, in tournaments, most of them are first to 2, so you ain't gonna have a lot of time. So like you said, Pun, is a good tool to think, how can I adapt quickly,
Nice, strong start already.
Oh, he hasn't actually got a clean wall splat to get a wall combo so far, Grand Canyon. A bit unlucky with the splats.
Could have gotten a punishment. Oh, unfortunately, gets hit by the second counter hit.
Sidewalking Dante. Oh, just a charge. Sidewalking to keep him square onto the wall. Goes to the wall splat. Takes the first round.
A nice straight for Dante, making the most of that. Gets the wall quite easily as well. Should be a chunk of damage here in the wall.
Holy.
Oh!
Boy, damage. Jumping elbow. Okay, good float conversion. Oh, unlucky. Didn't do the right combo. Dante got punished him. 2 quick rounds to Dante.
Yeah, very unfortunate that flow conversion, but Dante, well aware to use that, oh, to downward to the reaching as a punishment.
1. Oh, yeah, you can see he's just waiting for something.
Interesting wall carry option there as well from Dante. Oh, good awareness and good punish. Shouldn't be enough to kill it just yet, but it's going to be a punch of damage on the board. Nice launch on the shoulder. Very nice.
Okay.
We're going to be far from death, but it's damage on the board, right?
Yeah, and obviously the player adapting and learning. He just went for what he knew, rage art, didn't try to do anything and potentially drop it. Oh, he's lucky he was on the ground.
Good awareness to deal with that slide. You didn't, if that slide hit, there's a lot more pressure on Dante to then deal with any follow-ups. But good awareness, drops the GGs, pieces out. Solid performance from Dante.
Like we said, Pun, about when your new players maybe working on one aspect. So he got the full launch, he got the combo. If he went for some sort of Oki or another setup or whatever, as we saw in the previous combo, it didn't work out. Dante got up and punished him. So when you're learning the game, if you're right, what's a good combo ender? Yeah, it might not be optimal at that stage, but you're learning. Went for the rage art, so a good option for Grand Canyon, and that's where you're gonna be able to pick up and what should do next time. Maybe you just leave the combo, let him fall, run up to him and force a mix up. But in that option, you had rage, you used the move there. It's not, entirely bad. In that journey, when you start to learn, you'll get to know what's the optimal thing to do in that situation, or what might be optimal for someone else. Someone might say you should do this, but you can see the thought process and the cogs sort of ticking of what he was trying to go for. Yeah,
100%. And the one thing I'm happy for is Dante sticking to the jack as well, not pulling out any lilies, any shenanigans, just sticking to his main, keeping his head down, and making the most of that situation. But we are just gonna be getting our results shortly as well. Birmingham been, as we spoke about before, have been on a tear, doing super strong. Definitely, I think both teams are in contention. And are just so massively inflated with power that we're likely to see a Birmingham versus Birmingham finals. And I think we've called it before. And I don't think anybody will be surprised if that happens. I don't know if it's gonna be a first time in Arena Clash history where 2 teams from the same arena will end up facing each other. I don't know. Obviously, could still not happen. I think Leicester is also a really solid team and could potentially bring some damage, but you never know.
Yeah, 2 arenas, or 2 cities playing each other. It's a bit like they have derbies like in football, like North London derby, or what's the Liverpool and Everton. It's going to be like 2 Birmingham arenas going up against other ends of the city, trying to kill each other for that prize. So again, just the dominance when it comes to Midlands. And you said something earlier, Pun, about how many people have dropped off from Tekken. I remember back early, pre-Tekken 7 release, there was the pre-tournament in Birmingham. There's so many people from this Birmingham North that I remember that I haven't seen for a long time. So I think there's this. Dante used to have a training partner, and I'm so annoyed that I can't remember his name. But he came down to Luton a few times. Strong player, very strong player as well. And he's from Birmingham.
Just so you know.
No, it's someone else. Someone else. Can't remember his name. That people, some of you in the chat might know. But another player from Birmingham, really strong player, but doesn't play any much as well. So yeah, man, I can't wait to see how this comes when it comes to Tekken 8. I want to see more people going, right, I'm coming back to the game. And, we haven't really seen so many active players still this late grinding, trying to go for those points and trying to qualify, So it's going to be looking good. Those world finals, man. I wasn't sure how the Tekken scene was going to be post-COVID, if you know, or is it going to completely die out? And you mentioned it earlier about locally, those things are reducing a bit, but still seeing people join up this late is still good to see. And oh damn! So we talked about the record having a little blemish on it, and it's Richie with the one. And we just got some other thing getting beamed in.
What's the next page like? What are we about to see? I feel like this is like a Junji Ito manga, like plot twist on the other page.
I'm sorry, I'm not a weeb. I don't know what that is.
Oh
damn!
What? Right. So if Charmander wins, we'd continue. We're gonna continue the set. So it's all depending. No pressure, by the way. No pressure, but Charmander's got to win to keep it going.
Right.
So it's damn.
So this is turned into, when you have Talk Sport Radio, and it's like we got results coming in from the Midlands. We have this 1-1, and he scored a goal, and it's like this is what we're doing. It's like live, just waiting till those numbers change because I didn't pay for Sky Sports, so that's why I have to listen to radio because I ain't doing that. But yeah, Dan, let's see in the 1-1, and Richie Punt. We didn't see him change to other characters. Not saying he wouldn't have, or I don't know if he has any other characters he'd use in the tournament, but we see him sticking to the Leo. So Charmander, in a way, we say this damn is a surprise, but we said about this team, they're solid players. So there's so many games to be completely untouchable when you get to play each other more than once. Not entirely surprised, but no, it's not clean sweep yet from Birmingham.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you can never count Charmander out. Like I said before, making that 32 in VSF, doing grinding for a long time, online tournaments for a very long time. So, we're getting the news beamed in. Oh, it is Richie coming up on top, 2-1. So Birmingham will indeed be taking that W. With a 2-0 in the round-robin sets, winning that first set 5-0, but getting that blemish on the second set, winning it 5-1. So, that's definitely showing the fighting spirit from Leicester, not giving up even against all odds, still keeping going and still getting those games and, getting themselves on the board.
Yeah, and, when you see numbers on there, it doesn't always tell the full story. We saw how Xeon Unique played against Aoritri in that first game. So Leicester, a solid team. And you're going up against the number one team. No, without a doubt. When it comes to leagues and things like that, this is the number one team. So if you think, right, this is a chance for us to play against them here. We might play them again if we get to the playoffs. But if this is the level that we're gauging ourselves at, the other teams will be able to play against and do better and just make it into the playoffs because it's not just first place that gets these generous prizes. You get second and third, you're going to get something too. So it's a long game here. So well done to Birmingham. Super strong team, as we knew. There's been a few deaf teams, but this has got to be up there because we